What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Welcome to Also Simplify, where I simplify these YouTube streets for you because there's too much information that's going on these days. If you're new to the channel, basically what I do is I take a lot of stuff basically from kind of self-development, masculine development, things of that sort, the things I'm interested in YouTube. But since I've been watching it so long, go look back at my old videos. I can simplify it for you so you know what information to follow. So start off, this video is more off the cuff than most of my videos. This video right here is about things never come in the time you want, but if you don't work for it, things will never come. So I'm going to start off that things never come in the time you want, the first part of that title. And basically what that says is that we all have our own desires and things we want, and we generally want them now. That's the American motto here, and I'm in New Jersey in America, so I kind of have been raised with that too, where it's like you want that immediate gratification, even if it might take a little bit longer to actually accomplish what you're trying to do. And a lot of times it can discourage you, it can get into your head, it can kind of bring you down. And where you see me now, obviously it's a little bit messy. Last 6 months were pretty crazy for me. I've been trying to house hack for about 3 years. It's been something I've been saying, I've been writing down, never really did it. And then now in September I actually purchased a duplex, and I've been doing a lot of work. There's tons of videos that can come out because it was a series of an unfortunate event, and I'm still in the midst of it. But that starts where this is. Things never come in the time that you want. Like, I wanted this to happen way earlier, but the timing that it did happen was a lot better because I had a lot more money. And I will tell you straight up, this has costed at least 3 times as much as what I budgeted for. So I'm kind of scraping and scrounging, and I'm still in a good spot, but it's been way more than I thought, from the time, the money, and the effort, because I basically had to redo my entire kitchen, redo the entire bathroom by myself. I am not a contractor. I've never learned it. I just kind of got screwed by a friend who told me he would help me demo my house and left. And I'll get into that story another time when I talk about fatal friends from the chapter in Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature. But I digress. Getting back to things don't happen in the time you want. So with that in mind, there's a difference between being lazy and being patient. So working on this house, for example, basically it was all gutted. There's a time where I'm gonna, probably piece it all together, but I just want to get something up and get back in my routine of putting up videos that I was in a couple years back. But I digress once again. Putting up a house. So when I'm doing the kitchen, I basically did all the drywall. I did the insulation on the outside walls that were affected in the kitchen and in the bathroom. I put the subfloor in, I mudded all the drywall, I painted, I sanded, and then I have some people finishing the last pieces. But with all of that, it's taken a dedicated effort over time. I have a full-time job. I still do jujitsu. And also, I don't know how to do this, so I'm also like learning on the job. But if I didn't keep working towards this, it wouldn't be done. At this point, I'm pretty much done with my part. And it took about 4 months to complete. But every single weekend, this is what I dedicated to. Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, anytime I taken any time off, this is what I was dedicating my time to. And I was spending all my time, and it was kind of, will get in your head. I would want it to be finished. I'm like, I'm going to finish this by this time. And then it would never get finished by that time. But I had to think, you still got to put one foot in front of the other. And also, you don't want to screw up your house. So you basically have to do each part, even though, when you put the insulation in, you got to put the insulation in right. When you're hanging the sheetrock, you got to hang up the sheetrock right. When you're doing the mudding, you got to mud right. And each time, if you screw it up, you're going to give yourself more problems on the next thing. And that's where it's like, even though things didn't happen in my time, I'm pretty happy with the product. I would say if I was a professional, I'd give it a C+. If for myself, I give myself a B+ in terms of what I went through, what I learned, what I got through. So that's the first thing. Things are not going to happen in the time you want, and you have to be patient. And that's what I wanted to define, the difference between patient and laziness. Lazy is just sitting there for 4 months hoping it's going to get done. It's never going to get done that way. Patience is knowing that it's still going to take you 4 months, but each one of those days you're going to put in the work you need to, so that in 4 months it is complete. And this is where I'm going to get to the second part of the video. So things are not going to happen in the time you want. However, if you don't work towards those things, they will never happen. And that's where that laziness comes in. And if I'm honest, this YouTube channel, the business that I want to do, is the thing that eats at my brain the most, because it's something I've been talking about for years. And to be honest, if I'm frank with myself, I'm not putting in the adequate work. I'm being quote unquote lazy. You know, I mean, I have other things. I'm not trying to say like I do nothing, but in terms of this, and this being like a goal of mine, I want to basically make this my job somehow. You know, it's never going to happen if I'm not putting in the adequate work. So, you know, maybe it's impossible to, no, I don't want to say impossible, but I'm not going to pull a pearly things and go to 1 million followers in a year. But if I keep posting consistently for a year, I can go over 1,000, be in the thousands, being able to live stream, create products, do things like that. And it's something that's really sit with me. There are other things I've been a little bit more consistent with, especially like my mixed martial arts journey. In terms of that, I have been getting better. I have been putting in the work, and you see it. It's just, as long as you show up, as long as you put in that effort, you know, having patience is important. Knowing that things are not going to happen in the time you want. But generally, in my life, when things do happen, it is the perfect time for them to happen. And even with this house, like, I'm happy that I was put through the ordeal I had to learn all these things, especially being a new homeowner. You know, you can't call a contractor for every little thing just to turn a screw. You know, if it's major plumbing, major electrical, things like that. But hanging up a sheet of drywall, buying new drop ceiling and being able to put that up, understanding how to, like, you know, I just put in the vanity 10 minutes ago and hung up the mirror that I bought, and figured all that stuff out. And now, you know, I have some more skills. But at the end of the day, the way it worked out, it didn't work out in my time. And I don't believe in God or anything like that, but I do believe in, you know, serendipity. And serendipity to me, and that's like when things meet and have this kind of, you know, fortuitous or destiny like feeling. I think that's more of a function of the openness of your mind. It's a thought I got from Robert Greene. And with this, it's like I'm looking at it, I can see that it happening in this time was the perfect time. This is the perfect time for everything to happen. But if I want things to happen for me moving forward, I'm going to have to put in the work consistently and be patient. But I have to work towards it, or it'll never happen. And that's kind of like a daily note I've been giving to myself. And also, where I'll close this out with is, I'm not one of these guys that's gonna be preaching to you that I'm a guru. I'm just a dude trying to figure it out, trying to make it, watching you. I'm kind of a kid brought up on YouTube. In 2006, I was in high school when it was kind of first starting. It was just music, and I've been learning from it and trying to grow. But I'm not trying to act like I can just save you. I have all the answers. I'm just giving you what I'm doing, and I'm honestly trying to save myself and using this channel to, you know, save myself and use what I'm saving me as to help you. But I do want to stress, I'm not a guru. I'm just like one of you guys. You can see me go through the journey. You can ride along with me. Anything I learn, I will pass on to this. But it is something I see all through the space, specifically the manosphere space, where all these guys, they talk like they really know, like they have an answer for you. But as, you know, Mr. Lucario says, the truth is inside you, and I truly am a firm believer of that. And I'm just really trying to be a mirror or reflection of things that you maybe, if you're watching this type of channel, already thinking of yourself. But that's really where I'll end this. Things will never happen in the time you want, but if you never work to them, things will never happen at all. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like it, you know, dislike the video. Leave some comments below. Any feedback will do. And until next time, you know what it is. Peace out.